Yeah, so really glad to be here. Once again, my name is Ayoola Dominic. I work for a company called Coolbox. We're solving a very big problem, which is the problem of food wastage. The major challenge globally is one thing. We Africans that are suffering from the brunt of climate change never really did so much to contribute to it. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I was waiting for the slide. I don't know if it's all right. So basically, what we do is such that individuals, small businesses are able to get access to refrigeration. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm so sorry. That's not supposed to guide me. Is it coming up? All right, we're trying to fix it. So I'll just run through. So we basically offer our services to small businesses that require refrigeration for income generation. Today, we've served over 27 countries globally, and it all started from one small cooler or from one small prototype, which I'm going to show you right now. Currently, what we plan to do is to ensure that every individual and every small business does not go without having refrigeration. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think it's here. Thank you very much. So once again, I would reintroduce. So what we do generally is we deliver coolness all over the world. Company was started in 2021, and we're looking forward to ensuring that everyone has access to cooling. Next slide, please. This is a team making things happen for all of us in 27 countries globally. Next slide. Yeah, so this is Mama Ibadan. Mama Ibadan is our first ever customer. She's a typical woman in the Ijora fish market of Lagos who suffers from lack of refrigeration due to the lack of consistent power supply. Mama Ibadan, I saw her a few days ago and she told me that the best thing that happened to her was owning a cool box for that reason. Why? Because she no longer has to throw away our goods in the nearby river. Next slide. So in Sub-Saharan Africa, as compared to Europe and America, where you have 100% penetration in refrigeration, in Sub-Saharan Africa, you find that we have only 17% penetration in refrigeration. You'll be shocked, I repeat, only 17% of the people have access to refrigeration. That is, if you have 100 people, only 17 of them have access to refrigeration. And that's the big problem we're trying to solve. And the major reason is why? Lack of power. With lack of power leads to lack of refrigeration. Next slide, please. So about 3.5 years ago, myself and my co-founder decided to found a company. And the company was to solve one basic problem, which is food wastage. About 40% of the food is wasted in Sub-Saharan Africa. And to make things worse, the refrigerators that are currently being used, if they are being used, they are old, dilapidated refrigerators with old refrigerants using generators that are extremely dangerous to the atmosphere. So about 2.5 years ago, we decided to found a company. Using the natural forces of the sun and water, we created a solution that is able to generate refrigeration for up to 4 days, whether on power, whether or not you have sunlight. I repeat, we're able to generate refrigeration for up to 4 days, whether or not you have power, whether or not you have sunlight. And I'm wondering, what exactly did we do? Next slide, please. Next one. Exactly. I'm sure you're wondering what exactly we did. So we use the unique properties of water that is able to enable us to store energy in the form of ice. So today, we're able to store energy in the form of ice as opposed to storing energy in typical lithium batteries. So that during the day when you have the sun, Energy is stored in that compartment so that at night, when you do not have energy from the sun again, the energy stored in those ice compartments keep your product cold for the next 4 days. Next slide, please. And of course, you have different customers that have different needs. A number of customers, to an extent, just want to cool. A customer that wants to cool fresh fruits definitely doesn't need to freeze. In such instances, the ice battery is sufficient for them. Next slide, please. We have people that want to freeze because they do meat and fish, and we have people that want to cool because they just sell drinks. So we went further, and what we did was we embedded what we call a lithium acid battery. So every freezer can come like a typical laptop, where all you just have to do is plug it to the power when you have power, and it charges itself. As you can see, the batteries are also removable, so that depending on the capacity of the refrigerator, you can actually replace the batteries to suit the type of refrigerator you would want to use. And of course, the question, the very big question, of what good is innovation if no one can afford it? Looking at the peculiarity of the kind of customers we serve, the market women, the buying power, Coolbox, we decided to do one thing unique. For the first time ever, integrate into refrigerators a pay-as-you-go technology that enables individuals and small businesses to be able to own a refrigerator for as low as $10 a month, as low as 15,000 naira a month. Thanks to Coolbox, every individual should not go without having access to refrigeration. Food wastages should be a thing of history when it comes to our continent in Sub-Saharan Africa. Next slide. And of course, the question is, we have talked about the efficacy, but how about the environmental efficiency of what we're trying to do? Today, we've been able to save 38,000 metric tons of GHG. By 2026, we hope to save 110,000 metric tons of GHG, which is equivalent to 4 times what a country like Switzerland saved in 2021. And the reason is this: if you look at your homes, the only appliance that you don't switch off is your refrigerator. Why? Because it works around the clock. It consumes energy around the clock. Now imagine if you have to connect it to the diesel generator. You can imagine the amount of CO2 that you're exuding into the atmosphere. And that is why, to a very large extent, a refrigerator definitely, if it takes energy from the sun and water, you can imagine the good to the environment we're all doing. Imagine if all the refrigerators are actually on sun and water. Next slide, please. Of course, where are we today? We're currently, this is not updated, we're in 28 countries globally, all the way, as you can see the map. We just opened in Papua New Guinea, which is quite far next to Australia. And of course, we opened our office in Lagos recently as well, where we invited our customers to our office to grace what exactly we're doing in Lagos, Nigeria. Next slide. These are the signings. Of course, to make registration affordable, one thing that is very important is to partner with telemobile companies. If we want to solve the problem of food wastage, we can't do it alone. Madam Jumoke had said something which was very key. These are on farms, so food wastage is everywhere. But how do we access those people? So we partnered with Orange, giving us access to 12 different countries. Almost everyone has a SIM card. Where we are not able to get it today, SIM card definitely gets to those places. And thanks to that, we're able to give opportunity to people that ordinarily will not have access, to reduce food wastage and to guarantee food security. We also partnered with Coca-Cola. We're launching pilots with Guinness. We're launching pilots with Fan Milk as we speak. Next slide, please. Of course, we recently, to make this possible, we had to make some huge bets. Of course, we had to go into the market to raise funding to make this happen. This is an old one. We recently closed a round of $31 million just to ensure that we have access to refrigeration across Sub-Saharan Africa. Next slide, please. And of course, for the first time ever, we're also setting up in Sub-Saharan Africa just to reduce food wastage for everyone in Sub-Saharan Africa, to ensure that people actually don't go without having access to refrigeration. And what does that mean? Setting up a first pay-as-you-go solar assembly plant in Lagos, which is just 3 kilometers away from the largest market for appliances called Alaba Market. This is going to be operational by Q3 2024, 2025 actually. So this is a typical use of the product. As you can see, this is what happens when you have, this is the Jora fish market where you had seen earlier. Next slide, please. And of course, we had to sit down and ask ourselves a question, a very, very big one. If we truly want to solve, we're asking ourselves the question, are we really solving the problem of food wastage in Africa? I'm not sure anyone knows about Coolbox as I speak. Maybe you're hearing it for the first time. So the question is, are we truly solving it? And if we want to solve this problem, how long will it take us to solve this problem? And that got us thinking, why is it that we're only making Coolbox affordable and accessible? If we truly want to live our mission, which is make refrigeration affordable and accessible to everyone, why are we not making Samsung affordable? Why are we not making LG affordable? We know food wastage is the largest contributor, one of the largest contributors to carbon in the atmosphere. Why are we not doing something about that? And that brought us to this idea. Today we have a solution that is able to convert your existing refrigerator into a solar refrigerator. We have a solution that uses pay-as-you-go technology that can go as low as $10, that is extensible, that can be used on any type of refrigerator and converts your freezer to a solar refrigerator. That is the goal of Coolbox. So if you have an existing freezer as opposed to switching your freezers to refrigerators, now you have access to what we call the Coolbox Power Food that would enable you to be able to convert your refrigerator to one that is upgrade and can be paid on installments for the next 2 to 3 years. A lot goes into this, which people don't see. We have sensors in all the refrigerators. We know when the customers open their refrigerators. We know when they close their refrigerators. We know the location of the refrigerators. We know the energy consumption of the refrigerators. And this gives us access to enormous data opportunity. And in this age of AI, you can only imagine what the possibilities are in the future. The reason why I'm honestly here is, one, to encourage every other person that we should take advantage of our technology to be able to solve big problems that are really practical around us. I'm talking about food wastage. I'm talking about opportunities to help the climate. And I think that is what all of us have a mission to do. So, as I said, this is a typical backend of what you would expect to see, where you see the data, you know where the customers are, you know their average income, you know what they do, and then it opens up opportunities to a whole new level of opportunities in terms of AI. We tell ourselves every day that if Africa, or if we, thanks to the internet, are not at the forefront of technology, particularly AI, where you don't need any specific, all you have to just go online and learn, any specific huge technology to develop. If we are not at that forefront, or we are not able to take use of the opportunity for our people, we only have ourselves to blame. We've seen advent of internet and what it did. It gave birth to the likes of Amazons, the Googles. I think there's an opportunity for all of us. And if we have few of us that are able to access data like this, I can tell you that the opportunities are limitless. For example, on our platform, we have an ice block seller. We know the location of the ice block seller. Same, we have restaurants. We know the location of the restaurants. We have livestock farmers. Why are we not able to connect the livestock farmer who just farmed, has birds, to the frozen food seller on the same platform through AI matchmaking recommendations? And this is something that initially I talked about this like 4 years ago. Looks like you're dreaming, but this is actually coming to light. Next slide, please. So there's a whole lot that goes on at the back end, which, as I said, has to do with technology. As you can see, everything is powered by a few partners. Thanks to them, we were able to make this happen. It's non-negotiable for us, if we really want to talk about food wastage, not to know the temperature in the refrigerator of Mama Ibadan, who stays like 6 kilometers away from the city center, who is in a very remote area, and she has frozen food. Mama Ibadan, as you can see, she's probably about 55 years old, probably hypertensive or diabetic, most likely. If anything happens to that food in that refrigerator, Mama Ibadan doesn't just stand a chance to lose the food, she stands a chance of losing her life as well. And that's why we take what we do with so much pride. And that's why we go the extra mile, put sensors in those refrigerators, ensure the solar panels are working, and be able to tell where Mama Ibadan is. Should Mama Ibadan have a problem, we're able to activate and solve the problem as fast as we can. This is the team. I think you already know myself. It's team responsible for everything you've heard. Next slide, please. Yeah, and this is one of my favorite pictures. I'm going to end with this. I hope I didn't bore you. It's really exciting, but this is what we face every day. It's typically very hard, as you can see in this picture. You probably see three emotions in the picture. This is what we face every day. You see hope. Oh, sorry. I'm still on that slide, sorry. I'm almost there. Yeah. So you see three emotions. You see hope, you see excitement, and you see doubt. I don't know if anyone can see what I see. Exactly. So this is our first installation in Jora Fish Market. You can see Mama Ibadan, the woman whom you had seen. That's her holding the paper. She's excited. And the next woman is hoping, well, I hope for you that this works. And of course, the third one is like, can this ever work? Are you winding me? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We look forward to empowering other people. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.